Ahoy! No, you go. You go.
Ahoy there, YouTube! We're back again today for something very special. The first video of our Gencon Explosion Bonanza for 2014. And this will be our top 10 most anticipated games of Gencon that we are very, very excited about. But as you can see, it's not just me, Forrest Bauer, today. We have a special guest, my editor and filmer, Eric Bacher. Eric Bacher.
We've met. We have.
Who will be coming to Gen Con, and he'll be doing the behind-the-cameras sort of stuff. And first and foremost, if you haven't seen my videos before, I have a very eclectic taste in games. Everything from Euros to Twilight Imperium to Love Letter, everything small, big, dice rolling. What kind of games are you into, Eric?
I don't. I like the simple games. If it has a shiny theme on it and some humor, then you got me, as long as you only have me for about 45 minutes. I've got a pretty short attention span when it comes to board games.
And that actually really shows in our list. We only have 2 crossovers, which is great. But without further ado, let's get to our honorable mentions, because Gen Con is so big and there's hundreds of games coming out, we could not possibly just limit it to 10. My first honorable mention is Pandemic Contagium, which is coming out from Z-Man Games. Now, I love Pandemic. It's one of me and my wife's favorite games all time. However, when I found out Matt Leacock was not attached, who was the guy that did the first Pandemic and both expansions and Pandemic Legacy, I was like, huh. And then I found out that it actually is not going to be about you saving the world, but you destroying the world. I was like, huh.
I actually like that better.
It seems like a neat theme, but I don't know. I don't know. Time will tell. We'll check it out. What do you got on your...
One of my honorable mentions is Cash and Guns. It's got cash and guns, and yeah, that's all you need to know.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that one, because hopefully that means I can get my hands on one of the old copies or one of the new copies. I got one more honorable mention, and this is actually a game company I'm very, very, very excited for, Haba Games. Now, if you don't know what Haba Games are, this is a company, I believe, from Germany that focuses on children's games. Now, I have an 18-month-old, I work in a preschool, and I have a healthy libido, so that is right up my alley. They actually have games designed for like 2- and 3-year-olds, so needless to say, I'm going to open my wallet and just throw it at them.
My second honorable mention is Munchkin Panic from Fireside. Big fan of Munchkin. One of my favorite parts of Munchkin is the co-op aspect of it. It usually ends up that everyone at the table is going against this guy. So I think I got the co-op part of Munchkin wrapped up, and I think I'd really enjoy that game.
It's too close to home right there. Alright, so without further ado, let's get to our top 10 most anticipated games of Gen Con 2014. First with number 10. What do you got?
I got Rarr from Ape Games. It's drafting, bidding. It's got some clean artwork. I like the cartoon style of the monsters. The only problem I could find with this game is that there's only 2 exclamation points, and that just kind of rubs me wrong. 1 or 3, bro. 1 or 3.
It's just not enough. For me, it's 2 Rooms and a Boom from Tuesday Night Games. Now, this game was actually going to be coming out a little bit before Gen Con, but this was huge on Kickstarter. It exploded. I've read some earlier reviews. People are loving this game. A lot of people are saying, you know, I'm not going to go back to Werewolf. They like this game better. I'm skeptical about that, but I'll tell you what I do like about it. Playing time of 15 minutes, even if they're lying and it's 25 minutes, it's still a really good play time when you consider it's 6 to 30 players, which is crazy.
I can get in on that.
And I have a feeling it's probably going to be a relatively cheap game. I don't know if it'll replace Werewolf for me, but I'm excited to be trying 2 Rooms and a Boom out.
Number 9 for me, I got Big Footses. I picked this game based on the name alone. Big Footses. If that doesn't get you tickled, I don't know what will. They got a nice Bigfoot, big Sasquatch cartoon on the front. Again, it's hit me right where I love it, and I can't wait to see what this game's like.
And I'm excited for them because I believe they're a first-time publisher. They got 2 games. One they're going to be releasing, and one they're going to be that they're launching on Kickstarter. So this could be a really big leaping-off point if that turns out to be a hit in the show.
It's from Big Footses Games, so that's a pretty safe bet on that.
Kind of narrowing your market right there.
Really.
All right, my number 9 is Run, Fight, or Die. This was another one that was big on Kickstarter. It was from Richard Lanius of horror fame, Arkham Horror, which instantly catches me. It's got the zombie theme. I love the zombie theme. A lot of people have compared it kind of like King of Tokyo meets a zombie game. It would be higher on my list, but I've been reading a little bit about it, how you have your own board and you have your own zombies. But either way, it looks really good. One thing that does rub me the wrong way is it's 1 to 4 players, which I love solo games, but you have to pay an extra, what is it, like $25 for the 5 and 6 player expansion. You're already paying $50. You're paying $75 for it. Just rubs me a little bit the wrong way, but either way, I'm excited to try the game out.
All right, number 8, I got 7 Wonders Babel from Repose Production. 7 Wonders. It's more 7 Wonders. A little bit different. I love 7 Wonders, so bring it on.
Can't go wrong with that. My number 8 is actually a little bit lower on Eric's list, so we will get to that when we get there.
Number 7, Bed Pans and Broomsticks from Mayfair Games. Big fan of the humor. Love the theme. You're sitting in a retirement home trying to get out. You know, there's so much room for tomfoolery as it is.
Yeah, I like the theme. I like the humor. It is from Mayfair Games, which makes me a little bit wary because I've been bit more times than I'd like to admit by Mayfair Games, but I'm hoping that that is a good game because I also like the humor quite a bit. My next one is Temporum from Rio Grande Games. Now, this is the one game I'll have on my list from Donald Vaccarino, the creator of Dominion, which is one of my all-time favorite games. He actually has 2 games coming out. I decided on this one because the theme really intrigued me. I love time travel. I love sci-fi, and this is a hand management time travel game. I believe there's still going to be a board. It seems really intriguing. There's not actually too much information on it, which worries me slightly. But needless to say, I'm pretty excited to get my hands on this one and see exactly how it plays. Hopefully it's another hit for Donald Vaccarino.
Number 6, I think we are simpatico on this one.
Woo! Bash them. Let's know we're Oakland A is
back.
93.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Johnny, by the way. McGuire.
Really? You think that's how that plays
Yeah,
out?
yeah, it's
okay. Sheriff of Nottingham from Arcane Wonders. The theme, Robin Hood, you're in that world. I'm all about that. The artwork looks spectacular. The colors, the front of the cover just totally grabbed me and shook me for all my money, and then it was quickly handed out to poor people. So,
did it shake you all night long?
I'm not going to answer that.
Okay, I'm excited about it for a couple different reasons. First and foremost, it's from Arcane Wonders, the creator of Mage Wars, which if you've not played Mage Wars, you need to. It's one of my top 5 games of all time. It's outstanding. It's amazing. I must say, if they do come out, if they announce that they have a solo version of Mage Wars coming out, that is my new number 1.
Is it a maging?
You
don't have to answer that.
But anywho, I'm also excited because it's the first of the Dice Tower Essentials line, which means that I'm assuming Tom Vassell is a big fan of it, and I respect him as a reviewer quite a lot. But either way, we both agree it looks like a fantastic game. Moving on to number 5.
I got Munchkin Adventure Time. Big fan of Munchkin. Big fan of Adventure Time. Steve Jackson hitting it out of the park once again, I do believe. I will buy anything with Adventure Time attached to it. I'm a sucker.
I think you got a couple of Steve Jackson entries in there.
You know, Steve Jackson, if I meet him in a dark alley and I'm drunk enough... that's...
No, I'm going to let you finish. Alright, my number 5 is PAZIC, Post-Apocalyptic Zombie-Infested City. I'm really glad they went with PAZIC there, because that other name would have been terrible. This is actually from Big Footses games as well. I mentioned that they were releasing the one game, but they're going to be kickstarting this, and they're just kind of promoting it. It's a territory-building game where you're trying to defend yourself against zombies. Now, I love zombies. I love territory building. It's got dice rolling and worker placement, which were some things I really like. Now, the thing that really attracted me to this game, though, is it's 90 minutes. You know, if this would have been 30 minutes, it probably would have been on my list. So I'm hoping it's really going to be where you can kind of build up your own area and you can have special abilities that other people don't have. I'm really hoping for a lot from this game. It could be really hit or really miss. I don't know. We'll find out when we get there.
Number 4, I'm going with Mega Monster City Smash from Continuum Games. Remote control monsters.
I gotta agree. If you have not checked out this game, it looks really freaking cool.
I may throw the rules away and just play with the monsters, to be honest with you.
I'm imagining this is like kind of like Rock'em Sock'em Robots for the new age. It looks really neat. My number 4 is Bomb Squad from Tasty Minstrel Games. This is for 2 to 6 players, and it's a cooperative game, which instantly intrigues me. But the thing I really like about this game is it has a real-time element to it, where like you literally have 10 minutes before the bomb goes off, so it creates a sense of urgency. Another thing I really like about this game is that it has sort of the Hanabi rules, where you're not going to know what cards are in your hand, and everyone else will. Hanabi's not really a hit at my game night, but I really love that kind of mechanic. I love cooperative play. I'm not too turned on by the artwork, but, you know, 2 to 6 players, 2 players, and my wife likes this. I can see this hitting the table quite a lot. That is Bomb Squad from Tasty Minstrel Games.
I literally hate all those things that you just named. That sounds very stressful.
It's supposed to be. There's a bomb.
All right, number 3, I'm going with, I believe it was your number 7? 8. Zombie 15. From, is this I-Yellow?
It's pronounced yellow.
Yellow?
Yes.
I-Yellow?
It's pronounced yellow, even though it's an I. The I is silent, and the Y is non-existent, but there.
This is another game where I think I could lose the rule book and be okay. The board for this game looks amazing. My wife's gonna come down to the basement and catch me alone playing with my action figures again. It's gonna be great. It's really short, which is great for my attention span, and it just looks aesthetically pleasing all around.
This is what I'm really excited about because I'm a Kickstarter backer of it, so I'm very excited to get my hands on it and play it. Like Eric mentioned, 15 minutes. Now, I'm sure it's going to take you quite a bit to set up the board. It's got different storylines going on, so you can just be like, you can play through it, kind of like a Mice and Mystics kind of game. I'm very excited for it. Plus, Yellow, I've been very happy with the majority of their games. So
I believe it's pronounced I-Yellow.
So I'm really excited for that. My number 3 is Samurai Spirit from Funforge. Now, this one, I read through it, and I still was like, what in the heck are they talking about? But it sounds really cool. Cooperative play, partnerships. I love partnership games. 1 to 7 players, which is a very interesting play count. I like the samurai theme. I like the artwork on it. I love co-op games. I love partnership games. It looked really, really intriguing. Plus, Antoine Bauza is a designer I really respect. I imagine this one's going to have, hopefully, somewhat of a cheap price tag. So this is definitely one I plan on checking out. That's Samurai Spirit.
Number 2, I'm going King of New York. Again, from my Yellow Games. It's King of Tokyo, but America, man. America!
This is one of my honorable mentions. Why? Only because I love King of Tokyo. But this will not make my list because
America!
I love America. I read through it, and it's like, oh, you roll dice, and there's claws, and there's hearts, and there's points, and you go to 20 points. And I was like, wait, oh, I played a game. Oh, yeah, King of Tokyo. It seems to me like this might be a little bit of an expansion, but at the same time, they're just packaging it as a new game and charging you $60. I hope I'm wrong. I'll probably end up buying the game anyway because I'm a sheep.
Take my money, please.
I'll probably be the same way. My number 2, though, and my number 2 is actually it's my most anticipated game. I think it's going to be the best game, but I'll get more to that when I get to my number 1. My number 2 is Dead of Winter from Plaid Hat Games. And this game looks freaking amazing. If I had to pick a game that 10 years from now is going to be the top-ranked game from this Gen Con, it's going to be Dead of Winter. It looks absolutely spectacular. 2 to 5 players. It's got cooperative play, hand management, and it's dripping with theme. It's a zombie game, which I love zombie games, where everyone's going to have their own specific mission that they're trying to accomplish, but at the same time, you have to work together. It touts how there's going to be, like, tough decisions you have to constantly make. Do I help out? Do I help out the group, or do I help out myself? You know, you can have the kind of game where everybody wins or everybody loses, or only a couple people win and a couple people lose. I am really, really excited to try out this game. Plus, it's about 100 minutes, which means it will be perfect for my game night. Dead of Winter from Plaid Hat Games. I am so excited for this game.
I missed that one. I think that's going to be my 1.5. I'm going to squeeze that one in.
If I could get you down for a 100-minute game, that one looks pretty amazing.
Zombies and Dice, I think I can manage 100 minutes. Number 1.
Woo!
Number 1, Steve Jackson's bringing it home for me with Mars Attacks, the dice game. I'm a huge Mars Attacks fan, whether it be the movie, the comic books. I'm all about the dice games, and and my love for Steve Jackson is now all over the internet for all of you to know. And if I could just tweet at Steve Jackson, I might get him in that dark alley to play Mars Attacks, the dice game. That's what I was going to say earlier. I didn't want to spoil the list.
I also love dice games, and Steve Jackson definitely has a history of making high-quality dice. I love zombie dice. I have Dino Hunt dice, even though it's just a retheme. I have a feeling it's going to be a good game. I don't know if I put it as my number one, but I too am also kind of excited about that game. My number one is Consequential from Asmodee Games. And this game I put on my number one because I am most excited about it as potentially being a groundbreaking board game, being a revolutionary board game. It's a cooperative game that is going to have 5 different adventures. And when you play the first time, you're going to play through like an hour, but you're only going to play part 1 of the adventure. And then you'll have part 2 and part 3 and part 4, and it touts itself as, let me read it, all the different acts are packaged separately, contain additional cards, new locations, and new mechanics. But the other thing is, you have to have your mobile phone or a laptop or your tablet or something. It's going to have this technology integration. And that's why it's my number one, because if they do this right, and I like Asmodee, if they do this right, I think this really could be something big. Now, this isn't going to be for sale at Gencon, unfortunately. I do believe they're running a Kickstarter, but I'm extremely intrigued by it. I like the fact that it's also solo. It's 1 player. It looks really, really neat, and I really hope they knock this out of the park because I think it could open up the possibilities to a lot of new cool games. But that is our top 10 most anticipated games of Gen Con 2014. What do you think of our list? What did we miss? If you thought we missed something, be sure to post in the comments below. Let us know. Shoot us a subscribe because we will be blowing up at Gen Con. Hopefully not literally. I really hope there's not a terrorist attack.
I'm going to implode. I'm going to implode.
Anywho, thank you for your time, YouTube. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. Thanks a lot.